I'm back to tracking and mixing with a song called 600, and this is Wolfbot Alloy number 4. The song 600 is a true story from the American Civil War. If you'd like, you can pause the video and read about it right here. "600 men, mostly Confederate officers, captured and deliberately malnourished by Union forces. This is a practice that, by the way, continued well into the future. In fact, in the aftermath of World War II, hundreds of thousands of German civilians were deliberately starved to death in open air corrals without latrines. History's quite interesting when you go outside of the normal confines of it, as you generally encounter it in the books that are approved by the winners. Anyway, I digress. Wolfbot Alloy number 4. In Wolfbot Alloy number 4, our Wolfbot transformer iron is being fed a signal that is passed through Airwindows BezEQ2 and Airwindows CStrip2 at the settings which you can now see on the screen. This alloy is designed for percussive rhythm. As you can see, CStrip2, it's a channel strip, a rather unusual one. It has these two controls, LowCap and HiCap. These are creating the bandpass down in the low mids primarily. And then we have the compression stage. I've got the compressor kicked all the way up to 1.0000. And compression speed is set at 0.36. That's providing a little bit of thump, which is focused on Brian's thumb on his guitar. And this effect is being accentuated by BezEQ. So I have my Wolfbot bus soloed here. First, I'm going to play the first few bars, which is just guitar, with both BezEQ2 and CStrip2 engaged. Then I'm going to bypass BezEQ2. And then I'm going to unbypass it again and play those first few bars again. And then I'll continue. You can probably hear there's a bit more velocity to that pop that's occurring on his thumb hits in the fingerstyle part that he's doing. So, and that, by the way, is BezEQ2 and CStrip2, and this time, because for whatever reason these stems are giving me an unusually high amount of treble energy, I've had to EQ them differently from most of the others. I'm still trying to get bass and sonority energy up in Airwindows Hit Record Meter, which I use as visual reference to corroborate what I think I'm hearing with my ears. Anyway, I've got not one, not two, but 3 instances of Wolfbot stacked. Wolfbot, Wolfbot, Wolfbot. That's bringing up my dark percentage in Hit Record Meter, and also somewhat bringing up the sonority percentage. And those two are coming up with a commensurate drop in bright percentage. I just really want that. I want those thumb hits in that fingerstyle part to be almost like a drum in this song. Okay. Now you've heard it soloed, and I might as well let you hear more specifically what BezEQ is doing without CStrip. So I bypass BezEQ2.
There's blood on your hands and an unpaid debt.
Bypass.
600 men you tried to starve to death, placed in the way of harm in front of the army they served. Reclamation for what you took is what they deserved.
And then
Human shields you thought would make us comply. Another proof yellow back blue coats valued no one's life. In the stockade on Morris Island, under fire from our own guns, onion pickle and rotten cornmeal fed to every Fort Pulaski southern son. 600 officers hanging their clothes on what was left of them.
now I'll mute it.
All they had was each other to survive till the end.
And unmute.
And you can spread all your Yankee lies at will. We all know how well blue bellies lived at Andersonville. $220 of our men were loaded on Kanakist bound for Hilton Head, where we endured torture above and beyond the Pulaski dread. But you never saw our pain. We never showed sorrow or complaint.
Okay, so you, in a way, I'm combining the analog weight and warmth maneuver of my Wolfbot bus with, I suppose you could say, a little bit of parallel compression, compression for effect. And I quite like what it's doing. Again, the bandpass in the earlier Wolfbot alloys, I used different plugins to create the bandpass. Every alloy is a different bandpass plugin or plugins. In this case, it's CStrip2. Specifically, LowCap at 0.36, HiCap at 0.12. And that's Wolfbot Alloy number 4. No script tonight. Neither the time nor the energy. Perhaps something to consider trying if you need a little extra thump down in those low mids, as well as the weight and the warmth. Thank you for watching. I have some pretty interesting videos planned for the next week. I hope you'll stay tuned. I hope this video finds you well. And may the winds of clarity blow ever in your favor. From lovely scenic Paju City, South Korea, over and out.